Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Imperial Knights and Dark Angels against Teddy's Forces of Chaos. So the story that we've got going on here is that there was a demonic incursion on this planet, and out from the rift in the warp came a horde of poxwalkers led by Typhus himself, and Ahriman found himself on this planet as well, conjuring up the forces of the demonic powers that he had inside of him, and Magnus arrived on this planet as well. So it should be an interesting battle here on the planet, and it turned out to be a Knight Household planet that was found itself in the grips of this demonic incursion and put out for assistance, and the first forces of the Dark Angels arrived on the planet to provide whatever assistance they could as the rest of the chapter made their way through the travels in the warp to get here. So that is the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing an ITC mission. So ITC mission number 1, which is Seize Ground. Essentially, there are 5 objectives on the table. 1, 2, 3 here. And then 1, 2, 3 here. What happens is, just like every other ITC mission, during your turn, if you hold an objective, you score a point. If you killed a unit in your turn, you score a point. You can also score the bonus point for this mission, which is specifically if you can control or contest 5 objectives, then you can score an additional bonus point. Then at the end of each battle round, we will have whoever killed the most units in that round will score an extra point, and whoever holds the most objectives at the end of the round will score an extra point. We also have secondary missions that each of us chose. So I chose Headhunter, Kingslayer that I put onto Magnus, and Reaper, which is I have to kill. Headhunter is kill a character, up to 4 points I can score by that. Kingslayer is wounds onto a character, so for every 4 wounds that I put onto Magnus, I will score a point, up to 4. And then I also chose Reaper, which is every 20 models that I killed, I will score a point for that. My opponent, Teddy, chose Kingslayer, which he put onto, you put it onto the Gallant, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, he put it onto the Gallant over there. So every 4 points he puts onto him, he will score a point for that. Then he chose Titan Slayer, which is every 8 points he puts onto a Titanic unit. 8 wounds he puts onto a Titanic unit, he will score a point. And then he chose Old School, which is First Strike, Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker, and Last Strike. So you have to kill something in the last turn of battle that we play. So that is going to be the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out today. So for the Dark Angels and Imperial Knights, I'll be running a battalion detachment and a super heavy detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a lieutenant and a librarian. And we have 3 5-man scout squads. One of those squads has a heavy bolter. Then for the super heavy detachment, I have a Knight Gallant with an Iron Storm missile pod. I have a Knight Castellan. And last but not least, a Knight Valiant. And for the Chaos, he'll be running a battalion detachment, a Supreme Command detachment, and a patrol detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have Typhus and Necrosis. We have 3 19-man squads of Poxwalkers. Then for the patrol detachment, we have Ahriman on a disc and 26 pink horrors. Then for the Supreme Command detachment, we have 3 demon princes with wings. And last but not least, we have Magnus. All right, so those are the 2 armies going over deployment here. I've got one of my 5-man scout squads over here. I've got my Knight Valiant on this side. I've got my Knight Castellan here. I've got my Knight Gallant over here. I've got another 5-man scout squad over here. I've got my other 5-man scout squad with the heavy bolter over here. I then have my lieutenant and my librarian over here behind them. Going over deployment now for the Forces of Chaos. We have Magnus on this side. We have another Demon Prince here. We have one of the squads of Poxwalkers over here. Another Demon Prince here, third Demon Prince back over here. We've got Necrosius, we've got Ahriman, we've got Typhus, another squad of Poxwalkers, another squad of Poxwalkers, and then the 26 Pink Horrors are in the Webway portal, so they're in Deep Strike essentially. So that is deployment. As of right now, I will be going first unless my opponent concedes the initiative, looking for a 6. No, on a 1 he will not, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the Knights and Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the the Knights and Dark Angels here on turn 1. These scouts stayed still, as did these scouts, my Psyker and my Lieutenant. My Castellan stood still as well. These guys shuffled a little bit so they could jump onto the objective here. My Gallant advanced up over this way, and my Valiant just moved up, looking up this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. I'm going to see if we've got anything to do with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Castellan is going to fire everything into Magnus over here. So we're going to start with the Volcano Cannon. It's heavy D6. That's going to be 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. He's got the Warlord trait from Crass, which allows him to reroll 1s. Rerolling that 1. It's cocked into a hit, so that's going to be 4 hits. Strength 14, so wounding on 2s. That is going to be 4 wounds. What's his invul save?
4+.
4+ invul save. Failing 2 of them. So 1 second. My opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll one of those into a 5, so 1 goes through. So 3d3 damage onto him over here. So that's 2. That's going to be 5 damage. Now I'm going to fire Call's Wrath into him as well. So that's going to be heavy 2d6. So that's going to be 12 shots. All right, so it is supercharged. So these are going to be hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of his Warlord trait. All right, re-rolling those 1s. Cocked. Alrighty, so that is going to be 2 misses there. These are going to be strength 9, so looking for 3s to wound. Alrighty, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. 4 up invul save. Failing 2 of those. So that's going to be, 1 more. Okay, so failing 2 of those, so that's going to be 6 damage. And now the 2 twin Siegebreaker cannons are going to fire into him. So they're 2d3 shots each. So we're going to do 4d3 shots here. So that's going to be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots. Hitting on 3s, looking, rerolling 1s. Ooh, good thing I took that Warlord trait. So that's going to be 1 missed for sure. Rerolling 1s. Alrighty. So getting 4 more on those rerolls. Strength 7, so these are wounding on 4s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP minus 1. So that's going to be 1 goes through. That's, 1 second. D3 damage. So that's 2 more damage. And then the Siegebreaker is going to fire into him. So it's heavy 1, so looking for a 3 to hit. That is a hit, strength 10, so wounding on a 3. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. Into a wound. 5+, but my opponent did not get the CP back for that. So that is going to go straight through his armor because no invul save are allowed on those missiles. So it's just going to be D6 wounds. He's got 5 left, so if I get 5 or more, he is dead. And on the 6, he is dead. All right, so now my Valiant here is going to fire his Conflagration Cannon and his 2 Siegebreaker Cannons, twin Siegebreaker Cannons into that squad of Poxwalkers over there. So 3d6 auto hits, getting 6, 7 auto hits. All right, looking for 3s to wound. We've got 4 wounds, so we'll come back to you with that. All right, the first one is a dead guy. The second one is a dead guy. Third one is a dead guy.
Rerolling 1 because of
necrosis, and he's good. So then the this is the last one.
And fails
because he failed at least 1. So 3 guys are dead. And then the 2 twin Siegebreaker cannons are going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. All right, these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Okay, 2. That's going to go, that's a 5 up, disgusting resilient, right? You have no info? The first one is 2. All right, that's going to be a dead guy. And 2. That's also a dead guy. So 2 more dead guys. All right, so my squad up here is going to fire into that same squad. The only thing I can reach is going to be the heavy bolter hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Rolling 1 because of Grim Resolve. So that's going to be 2 hits. Moving on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds. 2 regular, 1 wound each. So 5 ups. 1 guy's good and 1 guy is dead. And now my gallant is going to fire into that same squad. Heavy D6. So that's going to be 3 shots here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 3 hits, wounding on, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. So these are 2 damage apiece. So the first one is going to be a dead guy, and the second one is a good one. And then the heavy stubber, that's going to be 3 hits. That's going to be 1 wound, because they're tough 4, and he's a dead guy. My bad, I couldn't shoot him, he advanced. My bad, totally bad. So everyone that I just killed did not kill. That was an alternate universe where he didn't advance forward. All right, so because he has the, I spent 2 command points for full tilt, which will allow him to charge. He's going to declare the Poxwalkers here as his target. He has Landstrider as a warlord trait. I spent the CP to give it to him. I also gave him the armor of the Sainted Eye, which gives him 2-up armor save. So he gets +2 to this charge. That's also why he got all the way up there with his advance roll. So here comes his charge into the Poxwalkers, and he is in. All right, so into the fight phase. My gallant here is going to attack into his Poxwalkers. He's going to use his Titanic feat, so he's going to have 15 attacks onto them. I am going to spend 1 CP for controlled aggression. My opponent, he has the, what's it called? The third eye. The third eye. So he actually rolled and got back a CP there, putting him back up to 7. And I'm down to 8 CP right now. So these are going to be 15 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because he charged this round, and that's the Crass Household trait. So rerolling these 1s. All right, so that's going to be all hits. Those 6s there, so those 3, 4, 6s here are going to count as 3 hits each because he is Chaos. It would be 2 hits, but because he's Chaos, it's 3 hits each. Alrighty, so now these are going to be 23 hits on 15 attacks, which is pretty cool. These are now going to be wounding on 2s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so it was 18 wounds that he got there, with them being D3 wounds apiece. My opponent said he wasn't going to be able to do that. So that's going to be it for the fight phase. I don't think I'm going to consolidate with him. I think I'm just going to leave him where he is. So in this turn, I did kill something, and I do hold an objective, so I scored 2 points from that. I also maxed out my Kingslayer by killing Magnus over here, and that was a 19-man squad, and Magnus gives 20 points, so he gives me my first point for Reaper. So we will come back to you after movement phase for Chaos here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Forces of Chaos here on turn 1. This squad of Poxwalkers moved up over here. He also spent 1 CP for Cloud of Flies, which means that they cannot be targeted unless they are the closest visible unit to the firer. So he spent that on them. These guys up here advanced up here to try to jump up onto the objective. Ahriman moved up over this way. Necrosius advanced over this way. Typhus moved up over this way. His Demon Prince here shuffled a little bit this way, so that he's in range of these guys. He stayed still, and he moved over this way in front of my Knight Gallant. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase.
So needing a 6.
All right, so Typhus is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence onto the back squad over here. Needing a 6, it goes off on a 6. And then he is going to cast Putrescent Vitality onto these guys up here, needing a 6 as well. Ooh, rolls a double 1. Want to spend a CP to reroll?
Not going to do it.
Nope, so he takes D3 mortal wounds, Takes 1 mortal wound. 5 up, disgusting resilient. He is good to go. And now Ahriman is going to cast Prescience onto his dude bro over here.
Needing a 7.
Needing a 7 to go off. That is going to be a 4, but re-roll on the 1.
It goes off.
That goes off on a 10. And then he's going to cast Weaver of Fate.
Needing a 6.
Needing a 6, goes off on an 8. And then Ahriman is going to smite into that dude bro over there. Gets it with an 8, which is a 9, so it's going to be D3 mortal wounds. Giving 3 mortal wounds. And then he is going to cast Glamour of Tzeentch onto his dude bro over here. What's that? No, 3 does not go off.
I will re-roll.
It's going to spend a CP to re-roll one of those. Onto a 4 is not going to go off on a 6.
Plus 1 because he has that's his.
Oh, his Warlord trait. He gets the plus one to his cast rolls. So on a 7, it does go off. And then he is going to smite into him. It does go off on an 8, which becomes a 9. So it's going to be D3 on 1 mortal wound.
Needing 6.
And he is going to cast Diabolical Strength on himself. Does not go off on a 5. And now he's going to smite into him. On a 6 does not go off because that's the 3rd time he's used. Oh, that's right. They're Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns. So that does go off. And does 2 mortal wounds.
Back for him.
And now this guy is going to cast Boon of Change onto his friend back here. 5. What is that one?
And it's
a 5. So that will go off.
Counted.
The D3 to see what he gets.
6.
On a 3,
he gets plus 1 toughness.
Plus 1 toughness to him.
Yep.
And then he's also going to smite him. That is going to go off. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, that's it for the psychic phase. On to the shooting phase. That's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. We'll start with this guy up here charging into my dude bro. We're going to go with the heavy stubber first. No hits there. And then we've got the Iron Storm D6 shots cocked. That's going to be 6 shots. Looking for 6s to hit. Getting cocked. Getting 1 hit. On a 5, that is a wound. AP minus, 1 second. All right, so 4+ invul save. No, so he takes 2 damage.
6.
And here comes his charge distance. He is way in. So that's where he ended up. And then he's going to charge in over here. He is in. All right, so the guy with prescience here is going to start us off with his attacks in here. He's going to have 7 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, re-rolling those 2 1s because of prescience. There we go. Well played on that one. So.
The prescience will the Death of the False Emperor.
Oh, Death of the False Emperor on those 2 as well because it becomes the 5 gets plus 1 becomes a 6. And getting another hit there.
Yep, 2 more hits.
Oh, 2 more hits. Sorry, hitting on 2s. That's right.
Yep.
These are now going to be strength
7.
So looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
At -2.
4 at AP minus 2. He's got the armor of the Sainted Ion, so looking for 4 up armor saves. Making 2 of them. So it's 2 damage apiece, so that is going to be 4 damage. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt over here. He is going to put 3 attacks into this guy over here. He's going to put 2 attacks into him. So I'm going to attack his first. So 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s because he doesn't have the glamour on him. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. Those are all hits. Wounding on 2s because I'm using the chainsword. And it's strength. It ends up being strength 14. He's toughness 7 or toughness 6. So still wounding on 2s. All right, so that's gonna be 3 wounds. 4 up invul saves. Fails 2 of them, so he will be dead. And then I've got 2 attacks into his other demon prince over here. These are gonna be hitting on 3s because he's he is has the glamour on him. Rerolling only 1s though, because 2s would have been hits before that modifier. All right, so that's gonna be 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 3 up invul save because he has the whatchamacallit, the Weaver of Faith. So he is good to go. All right, so that is the end of the turn. My opponent does control an objective, but he didn't kill anything, so he gets 1 point for that. At the end of the battle round, I control 1, 2, 3 objectives. He controls 1, 2 objectives because he's a troop choice, so he gets controls on that. So that puts me ahead in objectives held, and it also puts me ahead in units killed. So I will get 2 additional points for that. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the knights and for the knights and whatchamacallits. Blah, blah, blah. Knights and Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Knights. He fell back out of combat here, and everybody else stayed where they were. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. I might be within psychic phase, so we'll see what happens there. All right, so psychic phase. Starting off, he is going to cast Aversion onto this squad of Poxwalkers there. Looking for a 6. Goes off on a 10. Would you like to try tonight? All right, so they are -1 to hit. And then I am going to cast Smite onto them. And on an 11... trying to deny it. No. Does not. Close, though. Almost there. So D6 mortal wounds. 4 mortal wounds. 4 disgustingly resilience. Making 2 of them, so 2 will die. Rerolling 1s because of Necrosius. No, so still 2 dead. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, he is going to shoot everything into this front squad here. So we're going to go with his Conflagration Cannon first. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8 hits. So they're toughness 5 now, so this is going to be wounding on 3s. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 2 apiece. So the first one is reroll. Well, that's going to be a dead guy. Reroll the 1 because of Necrosius. Into a good there, so that's going to be 2 there. Third one is going to be a dead guy. Fourth one is a dead guy regardless because of that 2. That's going to be a dead guy, and then 1 more. That is a dead guy. And now here come the twin Siegebreaker cannons. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots. Hitting on 3s. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds. D3 apiece. So the first one is 1. That's going to be a dead guy. And the second one is 1 as well. And he is fine. And now the 2 twin Meltaguns. That is going to be 1 hit. But that is a wound. 6 wounds. He's just going to take a guy. And now his harpoon is going to fire into them over here. Hitting on a 3. That is not a hit. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll it because I really want to see it happen. And he gets his CP back for me. That is a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound on a fill phase. So it would be 10 damage. So a Dubro's just going to go away. And then it does D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. That's going to be reroll the 1. No, so that's going to be 2 more dead. All right, my scout squad here is going to fire into them. We're going to go with the heavy bolter first. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5. So looking for 4s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. That is going to be 2 wounds. Makes 1, fails 1. And then 4 shots with the bolters. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. Oh no, it's actually 8 shots with the bolters. So I'll finish these ones. So that's going to be 3 hits. And then we've got 4 more shots because of the better bolter rule. No more better bolter beta rule, just the better bolter rule. And rerolling those ones. Alrighty, so that's going to be 6 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s now because they're tough 5 because of their power there. So that's no, reroll 1. 1 wound. And that's a dead guy. 3 guys from this squad are in range of them, so it's going to be 6 shots because of the better bolter rule. Reroll those 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, not meant to be. Wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 disgustingly resilience. Making 1, failing 1, and then re-roll the 1 because Necrosius. Oh, they're not in range of Necrosius anymore, so that's just going to be 2 more dead guys. All right, so now my Castellan here. The closest unit is those Poxwalkers over there. Everything else is a character except for this squad, which I can't target because they're not the closest visible unit. So, in the world of overkill, he's going to fire everything into like the 3-man Poxwalker squad over there. So let's go with the Volcano Lance first because it's hilarious. Getting 4 shots. Hitting on 3s. All right, that's going to be all hits. Wounded on 2s. Okay, 2 wounds onto them there. But yeah, so they're damaged 3d3. So yeah, he's just going to take those 2 guys there. So there's what, 1 guy left?
There's 1 guy left.
1 guy left. So we're going to shoot now with the Siegebreaker cannons because may as well. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rerolling 1s because of his Warlord trait. Yeah, that's going to be a whole bunch here.
That's too much.
Yeah, he's dead. So you took him off there. And now my Gallant's going to fire into here. So he's -1 to hit. So we're going to go with the, because of the glamour. So we're going to shoot the Heavy Stubber first, hitting on 4s. That's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 5s. That is going to be 2 wounds, 2 regular saves. That is going to be good. Whoa, that was good. Yeah, that was good. It was good. And then the Iron Storm, D6 shots, 6 shots. These are going to be looking for 4s to hit. Alrighty then. These are now going to be strength 5, looking for 5s to wound. That's getting 1 wound, AP -1. On a 4, he's good. All right, so that's it for shooting. Into the assault phase, he's going to charge back into his dude bro over here. So his charge distance is definitely in with an 11. All right, so now he's going to attack with his chainsword into him over here. So I've got 5 attacks. He's still -1 to hit because of the glamour. So it's going to be looking for 3s to hit. Rerolling 1s because he charged. All right, so that's all hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 5 wounds. 4 ups.
3 ups.
3 ups, that's right. He makes them all. Well done. And now come his attacks back. 7 attacks. That is going to be rerolling 1s because of prescience. That one's cocked. Alrighty, so that's going to be all but 1 hit there. 2 extra hits because of Death to the False Emperor. Rerolling 1s because of prescience, so that is going to be more hits there. These are now going to be strength, looking for 5s to wound. Yeah. Yeah, that's good there. That's fine. Getting 1, 2 wounds. AP -2. So looking for 4 up saves. Make 1, fail 1. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll this. No, fail that one. So he just takes 2 damage. All right, so that's the end of my turn. I do score a point for holding an objective, and I did kill a unit. So that is going to be it for my turn. We will now come back to you after movement phase for chaos here. All right, movement phase for the Forces of Chaos here on turn 2. This squad here just basically stood still, as did Necrosius moved up. He moved up a little bit. Same with Typhus. These guys dropped in at the end of the phase. Ahriman moved up over this way, as did his Demon Prince here, and this Demon Prince stayed in combat with my dude bro over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. These guys are going to cast Flicker Flame onto themselves, looking for a 5. Goes off with a 7. Now Ahriman's going to cast Weaver of Fates onto the onto these dude bros. Oh, double 1s will not go off.
Gonna spend the CP.
Gonna spend a CP to reroll that. Into a 7, so it will go off. Now he's going to prescience the dude bro in combat over there. Goes off on a 7. Now Typhus is going to smite into my dude bro over here. Goes off on a 6, so D3 mortal wounds. Getting 1 mortal wound. Necrosius is going to smite into him, looking for a 6. Does not go off, and that is going to be peril, so D3 mortal wounds. Doing 1 mortal wound, disgustingly resilient. On a 4, no, he takes it. Now Ahriman is going to smite into my Gallant over here. That's going to go off on, regardless of what that happens with that one. Oh, that's right, roll. So now it goes into an 11. So it did make a difference to rolling. So there you go. That's going to be D6 mortal wounds. 5 mortal wounds. He's going to cast Diabolical Strength onto himself. Does not go off on a 4. And he's going to smite him. Goes off on a 7. D3 mortal wounds.
You are.
Once again. And he's actually within 24 inches of my guy here, so I am going to try to deny that. I do on an 11. This dude bro back here is going to cast Glamour of Tzeentch onto the onto these dude bros over here, the pink horrors. Not going to go off on a 4. And now he is going to smite him as well, looking for a 5. Oh, that's going to be a perils. So D3 mortal wounds, 2 mortal wounds.
Hitting on 4.
All right, so into the shooting phase. The pink horrors are going to fire into my dude bro over here. All but 1 of them is in range of them. So we're going to have 25 guys having 4 shots each. So it's going to be 100 shots. We're going to do the first 25 here. Hitting on, what's their ballistic skill?
Needing a 4.
Needing a 4, so we'll come back to that. 9 hits plus rerolls here. So getting an additional 3 hits because they're within range of the the Warlord over there. So that's going to be 12 total hits. Let's do the wounds on this one. May as well just get them out of the way. Okay. So these are going to be Strength 4, Toughness 8, which would be 6 to wound, but because of Flickering Flame, they were going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so that's going to be 2 wounds. What's the AP on this?
Nothing.
No AP, so 2 3-up saves. And he's good. Woo! All right, the second set of 25 here. All right, we'll come back to that. And the rerolls, so getting another 1 there. So these are going to be the hits over here. These are going to be looking for, again, 5s to wound. Getting a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. So 5 3-up saves. Taking 2 wounds. All right, the third set coming in here. Hitting on 4s. Come back to you with that. Just 2 rerolls coming in here. 1 hit there. So these are now going to, again, be looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1. All right, 1 3-up save. Yeah, he good. And the last set. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling those 1s. 15 hits, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. So 4 3-ups. Failing 2 of them. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, he is going to charge into my Gallant over here. 7, probably get him in. All right, so into the fight phase, he is going to start us off here. He's got 7 attacks here, hitting on 2s. That is going to be all hits, plus 1, 6. So that's going to be 1 Death to the False Emperor is another hit. So 8 hits on 7 attacks, pretty good. These are going to be hitting on, wounding on 5s. Sorry, wounding. So we've got 1, 2, 3. 3 wounds there. AP -2. So looking for 4-up saves. Making 1, failing 2. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt with him. He is going to he's going to use his chainsaw and attack into his dude bro over here. So it's going to be 5 attacks, hitting on 4s now because he's in his lowest profile. All right, re-rolling 1s because he got charged this turn. So that's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds, 3 4-up invul saves. Failing 1, so he takes 6 damage. Going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Into a 5, he's good to go. All right, so 7 attacks from this guy over here. Re-rolling 1s. All right, so that's going to be another 3 shots, though, because of Death to the False Emperor, because he's got prescience over there. So that's another 3 hits, which is pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. All right, so we've got 6. Need 1 more die. 6. 4-up saves. I need to make 5 of these for him to still be alive. Can he do it? 4-up saves. No, he can't. I failed 3, so I can't even re-roll 1 of them. So he will be dead. 1 second. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP for Noble Self-Sacrifice, which will allow him to blow up on a 4+. So here we go. 50-50 chance for this to happen. These are my last 2 CP. So is it going to be worth it? Let's find out. No, still not enough. And because I got no more CP, I can't even re-roll it. Oh, he is dead. All right, so that's the end of the turn here. My opponent did kill something and does hold something, so he gets his 2 points for that. He also then at the end of the battle round holds 2 objectives. I hold 1, 2, 3 objectives, giving me hold more. And then on top of that, so I've got hold more, and then what else? So and then I also I think we both killed 2. Did we? Oh no, did you kill on? Oh, 1 second. And on turn 2, I also killed 2 more units. So I killed 2 units. My opponent killed 1 unit, giving me both of the bonus points there for that turn. My opponent did max out on Kingslayer by killing my Gallant that he elected over there, and that I think is what he's got so far. And he might have a couple points for nothing quite yet for Titan Slayer because he has to kill on them. So that is going to be it for the Chaos turn here on turn. On turn 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Knights and for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. All right, movement phase. All of my Dark Angels stayed where they were. this squad over here, this guy over here moved up over this way, and he moved closer up over that way, and that is going to be it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so now my dude bro here is going to cast Aversion onto his pink horrors. Goes off on an 8. Would you like to try to deny it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so looking for a 9 to deny. Does not deny, so they are -1 to hit. All right, so now my Valiant is going to fire into his pink horrors here. So we're going to go with the Conflagration Cannon first. That is going to be for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. All right, so these are going to be wounding on 2s. That is going to be 10 wounds. Or they've got a 3-up invul save because they got off... whatchamacallit? What's it called? Weaver of Fates onto them. So, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are dead. And now the Siegebreaker cannons are going to fire into them. So it's going to be 1, 3, 6, 9, 10 shots. All right, -1 to hit because of what's it called? Glamour. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. That is pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 2s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. 3-up invul saves. 1, 2 dead. And now the melted guns. So that's going to be 1 hit. That is a wound. Cocked. 1 dead. And now into the harpoon. That is not a hit. Now my scout squad here is going to fire. Heavy bolter first. That is going re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. That is going to be hitting on 4s because it's still -1 to hit. That is 1 wound. That is a save. 8 bolter shots because of the better bolter rule. Oop, that was a hit with a 6. Re-rolling those 1s. Alrighty. Wounding on 3s. Toughness 3, right? Yeah, wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. Failing 2 of them. 2 guys from this squad over here are in range of them, so 4 shots. Hitting on 4s but re-rolling 1s. So that's going to be 2 hits. 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound. That is not a save. And again, leaving me with 0 options. He is going to have to fire everything into them over there. So we're going to go with the Volcano Lance first. Going to get 6 shots. Hitting on 4s. Re-rolling 1s because of his Warlord trait. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. 2s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds, 3-up saves. Failing both of those, which is appropriate. That was a Volcano Lance. Then we've got Call's Wrath. Not going to supercharge. So that's going to be 5 shots that are going to be coming in over here. Hitting on 4s. Re-rolling 1s. All right, so 1 hit. That is not a wound. Siegebreaker cannons. That is going to be 3, 6, 7, 8 shots. Looking for 4s to hit. All right. These are going to be wounding on 2s. Oh, no. 1 second.
6.
Yeah, wounded on 2s. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 3-up invul saves. Failing 1 of them. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, he is going to charge into these little dubros. So here we go. This is the Overwatch. Re-rolling those 1s, right? Because of the... 1 second. Sorry, it wasn't within range there, so that's going to be 2. And then these are going to be another set here because it's 42 shots total here, plus an additional 3. So 5 total hits. These are going to be Flickering Flame still on there, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound... but not a save, so he takes a wound, and his charge distance is totally in. All right, so here comes his attacks in over here. So I'm going to be 3 attacks each because I'm using my feet, so it's going to be 4 attacks, so 12 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 5s, though, because he's still -1 to hit because of the glamour. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 hits, re-rolling 1s because of the fact that he charged. Getting another hit there. 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. So that's going to be 4 wounds there. Looking for 3-up invul saves, failing 1 of them.
Needing 4.
All right, so now these guys are going to attack back. 11 of them got into combat over here, hitting on 4s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking for 6s to wound because Flickering Flame is just shooting attacks. Getting 1 wound there. No, makes the save there. So that is going to be it for the phase here. We're going to come back to you with the 1 morale test we have to take.
For a 1?
All right, so 13 dead plus 2 is to 15, so he loses an additional, what is that, 7, right? So 8 guys go.
Yep.
8 guys are more will be taken from that unit. So we'll come back to you at the end of my turn here. I did not kill a unit because he's still got those 5 guys left over there. So I didn't kill a unit, but I do hold an objective, so I get 1 point for that. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the chaos turn here. All right, movement phase for the chaos here on turn 3. These guys moved up a bit. They stayed in combat with this dude, bro, and these 2 guys moved over this way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so now Typhus is going to start us off by casting Putrescent Vitality.
And it goes off.
Goes off on a 6. 1 second.
Goes off.
All right, so that one goes off.
Then we're going.
Miasma of Pestilence onto his Poxwalkers here. That will also go off with a 10.
2 to dip.
And now he's going to do his Necrosius is going to do Blades of Putrefaction onto these dude bros. No, will not go off on a 2. My opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll that into a 3. It doesn't go off, but he doesn't perils. Now he's going to cast Warp Time onto these guys. Does go off on an 11. And now he's going to cast Prescience onto them as well. Not going to go off on a 4. Now he is going to cast Smite. That will go off on a 6, so D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds. The guy up front here is going to do Diabolical Strength onto himself.
For 7.
Does not go off on a 4. And he's going to Smite. That does go off on an 8, so D3 mortal wounds.
Wish to cancel.
Oh, he is close enough. Yeah, he's close enough now. So looking for 9 to dispel. Oh, not enough. D3 mortal wounds, doing 1. Guy in the back is going to cast Glamour of Tzeentch onto himself. Does not go off on a 5. And now he is also going to Smite. Does not go off on a 2, so he's going to take 1 mortal wound. Now my opponent's going to spend a CP to cast another spell with him. Weaver of Fates onto the front guy over there. On a 7 will go off.
And then we are.
All right, so that's going to be it for the psychic phase. That's going to be it for the shooting phase. So into the assault phase, we're going to start with the Poxwalker Dubros charging into this guy over here. That's going to be in. Now the front Demon Prince is going to charge over here. And he's in on a 7. And then this Demon Prince is going to charge in. 4 inches might not get him in. That will not get him in. Now Typhus is going to charge in. 7 inches will probably get him in. So now the Demon Prince is going to activate first. 7 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. So that is going to be all hits there. These are now going to be strength. Oh, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds there. AP minus 2. So these are going to be looking for 5 up saves. Making 2 of them, taking 2 wounds. And now Typhus is going to swing in over here. That is going to be 4 hits.
He is strength 8.
Strength 8, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds.
These are -3.
AP minus 3, so looking for 6 up saves. Show me those fill faces. Getting no fill faces. That is 3 damage apiece, so he is down to 5 wounds. All right, so he put Veterans of the Long War onto his Poxwalkers here, who are going to attack into my dude bro. 11 guys are in range, so it's going to be 22 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and there's 4 there for Death to the False Emperor, which are all hits there, pretty good. These are now going to be, because he's strength 5 with... Strength 5 with the which is the
with Typhus
is
plus 1 strength.
Plus 1 strength because of Typhus, and then also going to give them +1. They got another +1 because of. Oh no, the other thing didn't go off, right?
No, Blades didn't.
Blades didn't go off, but whatever. They're strength 5. That's what matters here. So here we go. These are going to be looking for 5s to wound. 5s to 4s. 1 second. Sorry, Veterans of the Long War is +1 to wound, so these are going to be wounding on 4s because they're strength 5. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so he's got 8 wounds. 8 wounds onto him over there, so looking for 3-up armor saves. And I make all but 1 of them. And then 4 of the pink horrors get to attack in over there, hitting on 4s. It's all hits, pretty good there. Wounding on 6s. No wounds there. All right, so I'm going to put all of my attacks into the Demon Prince over there with the wings. So this is going to be 12 attacks. Hitting on 6s now because he's in his lowest profile. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on 3. That is a wound. AP -2. 3-up invul save. He's good. All right, so that is the end of the Chaos turn here. Neither of us, he didn't kill anything, but he does hold an objective, so he gets a point for that. Then, at the end of the battle round, he did not kill anything, neither did I on my turn, so then that means that neither of us scores kill more, because we killed the exact same, which was 0. And then both of us hold 2 objectives. He holds these 2, I hold these 2. So that is going to be a tie on that one as well, so no one gets the points for that. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Knights and the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, movement phase. He is moved up over this way, and everyone else is going to stay still because he can't move out of combat. His movement is down to 4 inches now, and I can't get out of the combat there because of that. So that is going to leave me locked in over there, and everyone else is going to stay where they are. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so we're going to start off by my librarian casting Mind Wipe onto his Demon Prince over there. So it's going to be looking for a 7 to go off. It does on this. It's going to perils, but does go off. So he cannot die in the perils. So we'll just go into the psychic powers here. So basically what it is, I chose him. We each roll a d6 and add our leadership. So my leadership is 9 and yours is also a 9. So it's a straight up dice roll here. On a 5, he is now -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, and leadership for the rest of the game. And I take d3 mortal wounds, 2 mortal wounds. And now he is going to cast Smite into him as well. And that's going to go off on a 10. Trying to deny it, does not deny it. So d3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. All right, so into the shooting phase. He's going to fire everything into his dude bro over here. So we're going to start with the Volcano Cannon. That's going to be 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits with fill faces. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 2 wounds. Invul save of 4 up. Makes 1, fails 1. So it's going to be 3d3 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. He is dead. All right, that's all I can do in shooting phase. Because everything else that's not a character is engaged in combat over here, including some characters. So we're going to move right into the fight phase. All right, I'm going to put all my attacks into his Demon Prince back over there again. Hitting on 6s. Ooh, getting more hits this time. That's pretty good. I'll take 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2 wounds. AP -2, so 4-up invul save. Ooh, 3-up invul save, but he fails that one. He's going to spend his last CP to reroll that into a 2, so it goes through. D3 damage. He's got what? He's got 5, so he's 3 left. So if I roll a 5 or a 6 on this dice, he's dead. No, just takes 2 damage. All right, so now he's going to attack back with Typhus over here. 4 attacks. That is going to be all. That's only going to be 2 hits, but Death for the False Emperor into another hit. So that's 3 hits. These are going to be strength 8. So looking for 4s to wound. No wounds.
So no death.
And now the Demon Prince is going to strike in here. He's -1 to his weapon skill because of Mind Wipe. So hitting on 3s. Okay, no hits there. Or 1 miss, I should say there. So these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, AP -2, so looking for a 5-up save. No, takes 2 wounds. All right, so now the Poxwalkers are going to attack in here. 26 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, come back to it. And they get 9 Death to the False Emperors over here because they're prescienced. Cool. All right, so they are strength 5, so wounding on 5s. All right, that one's cocked over there. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, 7 wounds. I need 3 up saves. If I fail 2 of them, he's dead. Let's see what happens here. So, looking for 3 up saves. If I make 6 of these, he's still alive. Let's find out. 3 up saves. No, he failed enough that he is dead. So, does he explode? 2d6. Looking for a 6 on either of these. Show me a filthers. Yeah, with that filth phase. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so because it was only 1/6, it's within 2d6 inches. Suffers d6 mortal wounds. So within 7 inches, we'll find out what happens. All right, so the Demon Prince is just dead because he has no way to absorb. He's only got the 1 wound left there. Then on to Typhus over here. D6 mortal wounds, 2 mortal wounds, 2 disgusting resilience. No, he takes 2 wounds. On to the Pink Horrors. 1 mortal wound, so 1 of them is dead. And then on to the dude bros over there. 4 mortal wounds. So that is going to be 3 of them dead. All right, so these guys are fearless, but these guys can take a test. They can't fail, but on a 1, D6 come back. So their morale test? No, on that 6, they're fine. So they're going to be fine. Gets up to 7, they're good. All right, so that is the end of the Knights and Dark Angels turn here. I did kill something because I managed to kill the 2 Demon Princes there, and I do hold an objective, so I get my 2 points there. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Chaos here on turn 4. All right, movement phase. Ahriman moved up over this way. These guys fell back onto the objective back there. Necrosius stayed where he was. These guys kind of shuffled up a bit here, and Typhus moved up a bit there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Typhus is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence onto these dude bros over here. Does go off on an 11. And then he is going to smite into my scouts over here. Goes off on a 6. I'm going to try to deny that. And I deny it on a 7. Ahriman's going to cast Weaver of Fates onto himself. Does go off on a 7 because he has +1, right?
Yep.
Now he's going to cast Warp Time onto himself. Does go off on a 7. And now he is going to cast Smite onto these guys. Does go off because he's +1. Yep. So it goes off on a 5, and because he's Thousand Suns, he doesn't take the -1. Doing 3 mortal wounds. All right, so into the shooting phase. He's going to shoot his pistol. On a 4, it will hit. On a 5, it will wound.
-2.
AP -2, +1 because they're in cover there, so looking for a 5 up. Yeah, he's good. Woo! Now Ahriman's going to charge in over here. So 4 shots. Getting 1 hit. That is not a wound. His charge distance is totally in. All right, Ahriman is now going to start us off in the fight phase. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That is going to be 2 hits. These are now going to be strength. Strength.
Strength for him is strength 6.
Strength 6. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound.
-3.
AP -3. So that's just going to kill a guy straight up. Never mind. It's -1. So it's going to be a 5 up save. Show me a 5 or 6. Yeah, with the 5. And now his disc. Does not hit. All right, so now my guys are going to attack back. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on a 4. That is going to be 1 wound. 3 up save, he's good. All right, so that's the end of the turn. I do have 1 psychic morale test to take over here. On a 4, they are good to go because they lost 3 guys. So that is the end of the turn. My opponent does control an objective. He did... on his turn, did not kill a unit on his turn. But he did not kill a unit on his turn, but does hold an objective, so he gets 1 point there. At the end of the battle round, I killed 2 units, so I get the kill more because he killed the 1 unit. And then I control 1 objective, 2 objective because they're troop choice, so they're going to hold that. My opponent holds 1, 2 objectives, so we are tied on that one. So we will now come back to you after movement phase for the Knights and Dark Angels here on turn 5. All right, movement phase. These guys fell out of combat with Ahriman over here. He moved up over this way. Lieutenant moved up over this way. These guys moved up over this way. and that is going to be, and he moved up over this way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so first things first, he is going to cast Aversion onto Ahriman over here. That will go off with a 7. Do you want to try to deny it?
Yes, sir.
Does not on a 6. All right, and now he is going to smite him.
Oh, they're not the closest.
Yeah. So that's going to go off on a 9, but denied on a 10 because he gets +1. All right, so over here, 2 guys are in range of his Poxwalkers, hitting on 3s because they, hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. So that's going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Yep. Making 1, failing 1. And now these guys are going to fire into them. I'm going to go with the Heavy Bolter first. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. They didn't move, so that's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on toughness 4, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -1 does not matter, so here we go. Making 1 of them, so 2 more dead. And now all of the bolters, and better bolter rule means everyone's got rapid fire, rerolling 1s. This one is cocked over here. Alrighty. So that's going to be hitting on 4s because of -1. Wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant up there. So that's going to be 4 wounds. Failing all of them. Mastercrafted bolter into these guys. Cocked. So that's going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound. It's a 2 damage. Well, it doesn't mean everyone guy dead. He's going to shoot his pistol into Ahriman. That is a hit. That is a wound. Regular save. No, takes a wound. So now the Castellan is going to put everything into these guys except for the Siege Breakers he's going to put into those guys. So we're going to go with the Volcano Lance first. It's going to be 2 shots. That's 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. No, into these guys over here. So it's going to be 3d3 each. So it's going to be 2 dead guys we're just going to go with. And now the Meltas are going to fire. Hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. That is going to be 2 wounds, d6 each. Well, let's roll. First one, 4, and then 3. Yeah, so he's going to take the 2 guys. And then calls Wrath into them. That's going to be 7 shots. Hitting on 4s, not going to supercharge. Rerolling 1s because of his Warlord trait. All right, these are now going to be toughness 4, so 3s to wound. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 damage apiece. So the first one is dead. Second one, dead. Third one, dead. Fourth one, dead. And 5th one. That's it. That's all that's in that unit.
Yep.
And now we have the Siege Breakers into those dude bros. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because they're not -1 to hit. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Not meant to be. Wounding toughness 3, so wounding on 2s. That is going to be 4 wounds. Making 3 of them, 1 guy is dead. All right, so that's it. He's going to take a leadership test over there. No, nothing. They're good to go, though. So that is going to be it for the Knights and Dark Angels turn here. I did kill a unit, and I do hold an objective. I actually hold 3 objectives right now. So that is going to be it for my turn. We'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Chaos here on turn 5. All right, so movement phase. He moved up here. Necrosius advanced up onto the objective. They stayed back on that objective. And Ahriman jumped up on top of the rafters over here looking at my dude bros. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Moving into the psychic phase, he is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence onto himself. We'll go off on a 7. And now he is going to smite into my dude bros. That's going to go off on a 6. I'm going to try to deny that. Wound on a 5, so D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, so now Necrosius is equidistant between my Psyker and my Scouts here. So he's going to choose my Psyker to smite him. So looking for a 6 on this one. No, does not go off. And now he's going to cast Blades of Putrefaction onto Typhus over there. Goes off on a 7. Ahriman is going to smite into my Psyker over here. Will go off on a 6, so D3 mortal wounds. 2, so he is dead. He's going to cast Weaver of Fates onto himself. Does on a 10. And he's going to cast Warp Time onto Typhus. Does on an 11 or 12, but doesn't perils because it doesn't do that. He ain't no orc. And he's going to cast Prescience onto himself. Does not go off on a 5. All right, into the shooting phase. He's going to shoot into my scouts over here. So he's going to have 9 shots. All right, so these always hit on 5s. So that is pretty good there. That is going to be a whole bunch of hits. Holy cow, look at that. 6 hits. These are now going to be strength, strength 4, toughness 4, so 4 is to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
-3.
AP -3, so that's just going to kill all of them. Chickens, no! 2 guys over here are in range of my scouts. 6 shots. Hitting on 4s, so that's 3 hits. Looking for strength.
Needing 5.
Needing 5, strength 3. So getting 1 wound. AP nothing, so looking for a 3-up since they are in cover. No, 1 dead. And he's going to fire a bolt pistol into my lieutenant, but does not hit on a 1. All right, so into the assault phase, Typhus is going to try to charge into my lieutenant. He's going to fire Overwatch. That's going to get 1 hit. That is going to be reroll 1s because of himself. Still not a wound. All right, so he needed an 8-inch charge to get up here, but only rolled a 7. And now Ahriman's going to charge in. Overwatch with the Masscrafter Bolter. No hits there. And he is in. All right, so now Ahriman's going to attack in here because he has aversion on him. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That's all hits. Doesn't matter. He's like, I don't care about aversion. And these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, so looking for 4-up saves. Making neither of them. 3 damage apiece. He's dead. All right, so that is it for the Chaos turn here on turn 5. My opponent did kill something and does hold something, so he gets those 2 points. He also killed 3 units. He killed the scouts here, he killed my Psyker, and he killed my lieutenant, giving him 3 kills. I only got 1 kill point, so he gets kill more, but I hold more, holding 1, 2, 3 objectives to his 2 objectives. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels and Knights here on turn 6. All right, movement phase. This guy is holding on to that objective there. These guys are holding on to this objective here. And he is just moved up slightly up this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so shooting phase, he is going to fire 1 melted gun, 1 twin melted gun, and the whatchamacallit, and the missiles into Ahriman over here. And he's going to fire the other twin melted gun and the Volcano Lance into Typhus over here. Then he's going to fire the Call's Wrath into Necrosius, and he's going to fire the 2 twin Siege Breakers into Dude Bros over there. So we're going to start with the Volcano Lance into Typhus over here. So D6 shots. We get 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. 1 second. All right, so it's going to be hitting on 4s because he's got the -1 to hit. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1 wound. Can't do anything about that. So it's 1 wound. 4-up invul save. No, that's going to go through. So it's going to be 3d3 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. 6 5-up disgusting resilient saves. Makes 3 of them, so he's down to 1 wound. And then the twin melted gun into him. That's going to be 1 hit. That is a wound. AP -4. Oh no, this is into him. Oh, but he makes the save. So now into Ahriman up here. We're going to do the other twin melted gun. That's 2 hits. That's 2 wounds. Makes both invul saves. And then the missile into him. Rerolling 1s because of his Warlord trait. Back into a 1. And now Call's Wrath is going to fire into Necrosius. He's going to have 10 shots. All right, so 10 shots supercharging into him over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. No, 1-1 to reroll because of his Warlord trait. Into a 2, so wasn't a hit, but doesn't give him a mortal wound. These are now strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. Oh boy, that is going to be 3. AP minus, he's got 4-up invul save. Fails all of them. So that is going to be 9 damage onto him. So he's got 9 5-up disgustingly resilient saves over here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Any 5-ups and
reroll 5-ups. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Reroll the 1 because of himself. Oh, it doesn't make a difference. He is dead. Now the twin siege breakers into those guys back there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 2s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. 6 4-ups. No, they are dead. All right, this guy down here is going to fire into Ahriman. Getting 1 hit. Getting 1 wound. Oh, but he's good. And these guys over here are going to fire into Ahriman. 10 shots because of the better bolter rule. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move with Grim Resolve. All right, so these are now going to be wounding on 4s. Oh. 4. 2-up saves because he's in cover. Fails 2 of them. All right, into the assault phase. He's going to charge into Dubro down here. Going to get 6 shots here. Getting 1 hit. That's not a wound though. So these are now going to be charging in there. He is in. All right, so now he's going to attack into him here. He's going to have 12 attacks with his feet that he's going to try to tap dance onto him. These are going to be hitting on 5s though because he's -1 to hit. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Rerolling 1s because of him being a warlord. It just is 1s to hit. So getting another 2. That's pretty good. I'll take that. These are now going to be wounding on toughness 5, right? So looking for 3s to wound. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there. AP -2. So looking for failing 2 of those. And these are going to be D3 damage apiece. Getting 4 damage total. Almost fails it by 1, which is enough to kill him. All right, so that's the end of the Knights and Dark Angels turn here. I did kill something. I do hold an objective, so I got those 2 points. Now we're going to move into movement phase for Ahriman, because that's all that's left. All right, so Ahriman moved down over here, so we're going to go into the psychic phase.
Smite.
Smite. That's going to go off. So he's just dead, because it doesn't matter if he has 1 or 2. So he killed something. That's it. That's the whole turn. At the end of the turn here, my opponent did kill something. He does hold something. I hold the exact same that he does here, so we tie on that one. I did kill more than him, but at the end of the game, he did get last strike by killing something in the last turn for old school. He also got line breaker here for making it into my deployment zone over here. So he got 2 more points for that. At the end of the game here, we'll come back to you with the final scores. Yes. All right, so at the end of the game, the Thousand Suns, that's all that's left on this for the chaos here, scored 19 points total, including 3 for Titan Slayer for killing my Valiant there. I also maxed out on Kingslayer by killing off my Gallant over there, and he got 2 points for Old School for Last Strike and Linebreaker. Didn't kill my Warlord, and he didn't get First Strike. So he had a total of 19 points there. The Dark Angels and the Knights managed to score 30 points, including maxing out all 3 of my secondaries for Reaper, Headhunter, and Kingslayer. So a victory for the Knights and Dark Angels here on this planet as we purge the heretics here on this planet. But it was a ton of fun. It got real brutal up front there when they got the shots in. That's probably the most damage that I think my Castellan has ever done in any game ever. Usually he just farts the bed and doesn't do much at all. So I was glad to see him do some stuff even at the increased points. The Valiant at a valiant effort. That's probably what I could give him there. But the Gallant did a pretty good job running up there and punching things in the face, which was pretty awesome to see. So yeah, killing off Magnus early on was super key in keeping my knights safe, which is what allowed them to then kill further as they went on from there. But my opponent did an awesome job of not giving me targets for most of the game by dropping in screen after screen in front of me that I couldn't target anything else, really minimizing the availability of what I could shoot at. So at the end, it still managed the victory, but played very, very well. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Teddy, and until next time, have fun.